Okay, so in the bedroom here, I have a TiVo Mini that I just installed. It's the TiVo Mini LUX. It's this thing right here. There were not many videos, right there. There were not many videos on the Mini. Where is it? I put this TV up and it was not, I have no cable box, and it was hooked to the internet with Wi-Fi. The Mini LUX is back there. Okay, so it's attached to the wall behind the television set. First, let me show you how this works. All right, it's paired with a television, so you could turn it on. Here's the TiVo. Okay, so it pulls everything. We have a TiVo bolt downstairs, and I'll show you that in a second. So it pulls everything from the bolt with 6 tuners. There's all my shows, okay? Or my kids' shows, or whatever we have in the house, okay? Here's the 4th of July fireworks from last July. Okay, let's play it. It's completely the same as a regular TiVo, okay? Skip the commercial. It's the same as a regular TiVo is downstairs, okay? Now, let me turn this off. I originally bought the Wi-Fi adapter to do this via Wi-Fi. Did not work, okay? You have to be on the same network as the TiVo. My TiVo bolt downstairs is hooked up via Ethernet cable, and it's pretty far away. I have a good Wi-Fi router, but it's just not strong enough to give 4K signal and shoot it across the house. So let me just show you where everything is. I had to run an Ethernet cable into here. I went through the wall into the attic, across to the other side of the house. Let me just give you a quick. So unfortunately, my Wi-Fi router is right here. Okay, my modem is down here. My router is up here. This is a pretty good router, but it's not good enough to throw 5 gigahertz signal across the house, okay? So I had to run the wire down around here. I have to fix that. Up into the attic, up there, and across. Okay?
You done?
Yep. Okay, so again, I'll show you. So, like I said, I bought from TiVo. They had a wireless, I thought it was going to be great, a wireless hub or a wireless router. Not a wireless one. It was like a little thing you plug into the TiVo. And it's supposed to, if it's on the same network as your main, in my case, my bolt, it's supposed to work without an Ethernet cable. It didn't work, okay? It worked, it would lose signal, it went slow, you'd have the spinning thing. I got rid of it, and I wound up doing it the right way. So I ran, like I said, I ran a cable. I had to actually run another outlet. There was already one outlet down here. I ran a second, you can't see it, I'm sorry. The main outlet I have a video, I'll put a link to it in the description, I ran a wire from here to an outlet behind here for the television. And the problem, there were 2 plugs in it. The problem is the TiVo Mini has a gigantic transformer plug, and that blocked the second outlet. So in order to put the television and the TiVo Mini back there, because I wanted it, again, this is a guest bedroom that we use kind of as a gym, but I wanted this to be just like this, like a picture on the wall. So the only way to do that was to put a second outlet. So one of the outlets has the TiVo plugged in. The other outlet has a television plugged in. And like I said, let me just show you this again. Let's turn this on. This is 100% the same as our TiVo downstairs. There's absolutely no difference. You can do live TV, which is great. So you can watch live television. There was no ability to watch live TV in here unless I bought a cable box. But with this, all right, so watch. Change the channels. 709. The guide. I mean, it's exactly the same. Yeah.
This tiny payment thing is a
And that's our TiVo Bolt has 6 tuners downstairs, so there's no problem. There's no problem what to watch. Plus there are apps. Again, I haven't used these ever, but TiVo Plus, here, let's say for argument's sake YouTube. Let's try it. Let's see how quickly it loads. Of course, I could use YouTube through the Samsung television. All right, so that's it. I could sign in on this because I have a YouTube account. All right, but basically, go back to the live TV on the TiVo. So it's totally great. We can use this now as another TV without another cable card. So you can actually save on rental fees if you were going to get a second cable card for a second TiVo. All right. So now let's go downstairs and I'll show you the Bolt that I have, because the Bolt is far, far away. It was a hassle running the wires, but let me show you. So I installed it. I installed it a couple of days ago. We've had the TiVo for 5 years now, if not more. The TiVo is on, let's see, the TiVo is on this television. And we had the same kind of install. The only reason there's a cord running here is because my kid plays with the Nintendo Switch. It was just too much of a hassle to hook it up in the basement. But the great thing about the TiVo remotes now is that they are RF, which is radio waves. So you don't need a direct line of sight, which is why I was able to put the TiVo box or the mini box behind the television. And with this one, it's actually mounted in the basement. I'll show you. The TiVo's in so it's the same thing. So here's the Bolt is hooked up to this. Okay, so let's start that up. I have to change the input because we have an NVIDIA Shield, which is actually one of the best inventions ever. But that's another story. So here's the main TiVo.
Week about this jump here behind me.
So it's the same thing. Here, that's
basically having the shrinkage we saw from quantitative.
Whatever this is, my kids record. So it's. Anyway, not watching that. But anyway, whatever this is, Survivor, Two Dorky Man, who knows what this is? I think this is the beginning of something before Survivor. But again, you get the same live TV, and this is working into the basement. The wire comes up through the wall, it goes behind here. So let me show you. Let me show you what that looks like. Yeah, so it's like a second TiVo box. Nobody needs 6 tuners. I mean, I guess it's nice. All right, let's go down here. So obviously to run something on Wi-Fi from the box here, it would have to go from this box, from the network, all the way to it's just ridiculous. All the way to upstairs. All right, so here's the Bolt that I have. Okay, and if you see there's this red wire coming out of here. Now these things, the new TiVos, for a couple, memory is cheap now. The new TiVos have like, I want to call it maybe 2 terabyte hard drive. This thing had a 500 gigabyte hard drive. So what I did, see this enclosure? This is an enclosure with a 3 terabyte drive. And it works perfectly. It's been like this, like I said, for 5 years. I put a little fan on here. There's supposed to be a fan enclosure in here, but it never worked properly. So I just blow air through there just to keep it cool. Never had a glitch, never had a problem. Old TiVo. I've been a TiVo user for a long time, but this bolt has been perfect. So it actually went from 500 gigabytes to 3 terabytes, and there's a ton of memory. I've never run out, and even with everything we record, is still 50% available. We just let it do. It does like whatever kind of recordings. It just records various crap in the background. So, like I forget what you call it. It just decides what it's going to record, and then you just have it there, and it deletes those when you put something new on there. But anyway, the TiVo Mini Vox has been great. It uses the tuner from an existing TiVo. There's no fee other than the whatever under $200 that I paid for it, and it's like having a second TiVo box. And as far as I'm concerned, it's perfect. It's perfect for our use because it gives us the ability to watch live TV someplace where we couldn't. All right, that's it. Any questions, feel free to ask. Sorry about the rambling stream of consciousness. I didn't think of what I was going to say before I started. But like I said, I was looking for info on the TiVo Mini, and there was very little. There were just a couple of setup guides from TiVo, and that was it. The setup, I would assume if you have a small place or your Wi-Fi is right near the TVs you're going to use, it would work. It was about $60 for this. If you go on TiVo.com, you'll find it. It's like a 5G. You have 2.4G network and a 5G network. The TiVo thing only works on the 5G network, so you have to have the TiVo on the 5G network as well as that thing on the 5G network. Like I said, this thing is on, the one down here is on it's on the Ethernet. I got an Ethernet cable plugged into it because I just felt like from all the way down here, if I had 5G, it would have to go all the way upstairs through the metal, and it would just have to go all the way upstairs to get the 5G signal, and you can't stream in 4K, or you can't even stream well. 6 tuners, forget about it. So Ethernet was really the way to go for me, and it's been fine. It never lags. There's never a problem. So your best bet on these things, in my opinion, is to use the Ethernet connection. Okay, even if it's running wires, it's one and done. You do it one time, you never have to think about it again. All right, thanks for listening. Not my style of video. I like doing stuff instead of just talking about stuff. But if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Worth the money. Take care.